Good morning. My name is Rachel, and I am the Thrifty Crocheter. And this morning is August the 6th. I'm not sure why yesterday's video didn't come up on YouTube yesterday, so I apologize. So today is August the 6th, and we have our daily devotions. First, our day of kindness. No condemnation. Judge not, and you shall not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Luke 6:37. It's easy to point fingers at other people's mistakes and faults. I'm going to stop there because our minister, he's always said every time you're pointing at somebody, you've got 3 more fingers pointing back at yourself. So think about that. Anyway, for some reason, we are oriented toward talking about what is wrong with people rather than what is right. If you have children, you might notice that you are more inclined to talk about their strengths and gifts. You will do anything to see the good in them and find ways to compliment them. You'll be more gracious toward their mistakes because you love them so much. You try to look at the context of why they did something wrong rather than assuming the worst of them. Friends, this is how God sees you. As His child, He sees the best in you, and His grace is never ending. Choose to see others through His eyes today. Act of kindness. Choose to have a judgment-free day. Okay. Daily guidepost. Devotions for grandmothers. August the 6th. Must you also muddy the rest with your feet? Ezekiel 34:18. Oh, by the way, if you don't believe any of the scripture that I am reading to you, look it up for yourself. Go get a Bible and go look up these scriptures yourself. You will be so amazed at what is in God's great book. There is everything. There is anything you find in a soap opera, you will find in the Bible. Anything you find on TV, you will find in the Bible. Trust me, the world hasn't changed much. It was a hot afternoon, and my 8-year-old son Zeb ran off to play with his friends. Mike and Devin. What walked into the kitchen a couple hours later was a body Zeb's size covered with mud. In his ears, his nose, his hair, around his eyes, the stuff was all over him. Although my mouth dropped open, words momentarily failed me. When I found my voice, I asked in amazement, "What did you do?" "Oh, we were just playing in some mud," Zeb answered with classic understatement. I wasn't sure if I should lecture him or laugh. So I drew him a bath instead, hoping the wisdom for an appropriate response would come to me soon. As the tub was filling, Zeb said, "Mike was in big trouble when his mom saw him." "What did she say?" I asked, feeling a kinship with Mike's mom. You get in here right now." I stifled a laugh as I found myself appreciating Mike's mom in a new way. Devin was being cared for by his grandma that day, and I asked how she had responded to that awful sight. Zeb smiled with a memory as he told me. She said, "Wow, you're a masterpiece." And suddenly it was my heart's prayer that before he's fully grown, I'll be young enough to respond to my son's childhood as wisely and as lightly as Devin's grandma. And least occasionally. Father, please bless our parenting so that the children you've entrusted to us will grow from the love in our lectures and the lightness in our laughter. Ellen Bauman. That one was a really good one. I really like that one. And because as a mom and a grandmother, I can really understand it. Of course, the last one is this one. The sixth, caring for basic needs. Jesus cares about the basic needs of your life. Even something as basic as whether or not you are hungry. How can you concentrate on listening to Jesus or growing in your faith if you are really, truly hungry? Jesus wants those basic needs to be met. Of course, there are hungry and thirsty people around the world today. Why doesn't he do something about that? He is, through his followers. How can you help? In the little verse they have here, I have compassion for these people. They have already been with me 3 days and have nothing to eat. I do not want to send them away hungry, or they may collapse on the way. Matthew 15:32. I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to rest and approve what God's will is. He is good, pleasing, and perfect will. Romans 12:1 and 2. I colored that in a little bit, and I added, Christ always saw to people's physical, emotional, and spiritual needs. And he did. And he's not only talking about your physical hungering and thirsting, but he's also talking about the spiritual hunger and thirst, because we are to hunger and thirst for righteousness. This small swatch of yarn has been woven with prayers. As you hold this swatch in your hand, may you feel God's strength, love, and peace flow and know that he holds you in his hands. May God bless and comfort you in time of need and give you peace.